Setting up a Kajabi account for the very first time doesn't have to be a complicated headache. But unfortunately, for most Kajabi users, it absolutely is. You finish that setup wizard, you look around at the dashboard, and you just start clicking everywhere. You go from one setting, you fill that out, you jump over to the next, you kind of explore the features, you try to figure out what everything does. And before you know it, you've spent hours inside of Kajabi, and you still haven't done a single thing that's actually going to help you make a sale. And I know exactly what you're thinking right now. Okay, but where do I actually start? What are the important things that I need to focus on? And how do I even find half of the stuff inside of Kajabi? Now, here's the thing that most people don't actually realize. The reason that Kajabi feels so overwhelming isn't because it's a complicated platform. It's because nobody has told you what to focus on first. And it turns out that when you know the right order to set things up, it's actually a lot simpler than you think. In this video, I am going to give you that specific order, step by step, in plain language, beginner friendly. Okay, we created the Foundations First framework to be your guide to getting the most important things done in your Kajabi account first, so that you can start selling as fast as possible. Yes, there are other things that are important in Kajabi, but those will come after. I want to get you those foundational firsts done, and everything else will be there waiting for you later. But before I get into the Foundations First framework, I want to quickly mention something for those of you who are watching this and you haven't signed up for Kajabi yet. Right now, Kajabi is offering 50% off their yearly plans. And I want to be really clear about something here. This is the cheapest way that you can get started in Kajabi. They have not ever offered anything better than this deal, and it does not come around very often. So if this offer is still on when you're watching this, I highly recommend that you grab it. Go check the link in the description to see if it's still available. And when you sign up using our partner link, we are going to toss in some exclusive bonuses as a little thank you from us. These bonuses, they are designed to help you get your Kajabi account set up faster while working alongside of us instead of trying to figure it all out on your own. The link is in the description below. Go check that out and come right back here because we are about to get into the really good stuff. The Foundations First framework originally came because of what we were seeing inside of our Unstuck Me Club community. We have a lot of new Kajabi users that come into our community and they share that they're stuck because they don't know how to finish building their website. And then we find out that they've been working in their Kajabi account for months and they haven't even sold their course yet. They haven't made any money. We see people going in and spending all of their time building their courses, uploading videos, instead of actually selling and making money. I've even had people who have paid for Kajabi for over 2 years and they did not sell a single thing. And that's because they are spending all of their time doing things that are completely unnecessary and they're not needed to start their business. So the Foundations First framework is your guide of what you should be focusing on so that you can cut out all the noise. You're going to put those Kajabi features that you don't need off to the side for the future. We want to get you started following a step-by-step process to get your Kajabi account up and running as fast as possible so that you can start making money. Now I'm going to walk you through each of these foundational firsts. I put them in an order that I find that works really well, but the reality is you can tackle these in whatever order makes sense for you. What matters is that you get all of them done before you start selling anything. The first thing to tackle is your branding and website theme. When you first open a new Kajabi account, it comes with generic kind of default colors. There's no logo in it. There's no fonts that represent you and your brand. And until you go in and customize that, anything that comes from your Kajabi account, whether it's like a page or an email or a notification, it's going to look like it came from a generic template, right? It's not going to be branded from you and your company. So you're going to get your colors, your logo, your fonts, all that put into Kajabi. Even temporary ones if you're not really sure which ones you're going to use, for the long term. You just need your account to look and feel like you from day one. And while you're in there getting your branding set up, you're also going to want to choose your website theme, and you're going to want to do a little bit of customization on a couple of your system pages. Things like your login page and your library page. These are pages your members are going to land on after they purchase from you. And the default versions that Kajabi gives you are really not that great. They're kind of generic and they're unbranded. So just to get your branding on them, do a little bit of organizing so that when someone logs into your account for the first time, they land somewhere that kind of feels like it belongs to your business. Now, something else that a lot of people overlook is getting their domain connected to their Kajabi site. This is a non-negotiable in my books. A branded domain is one of the simplest and most powerful trust signals that you can have. When someone sees a generic Kajabi URL instead of your own domain, it immediately raises questions about whether your business is legitimate. Your domain is your address on the internet. You need to make sure you have one of these and that you connect it to your Kajabi account. Now, another piece that needs your attention that is part of the Foundations First framework is your payment processor. Kajabi payments, Stripe, or PayPal, whatever it is, you cannot collect money without this. You're going to need to have some of your business information ready to be able to set these up, especially if you're going to be collecting taxes within Kajabi. Without a payment processor connected, nothing else is really going to matter because you literally cannot take any payments. So we want to make sure we get that set up first. Now, one more thing that's actually quite easy to overlook, but makes a huge difference, that's getting your email settings customized. Now, there's two parts to this. Okay, there's system emails that are automated emails that Kajabi sends when someone takes an action inside of your account, like a purchase confirmation or a welcome email. And your email marketing template, it's kind of the design of the emails that you would send out to people on your list. Now, you want to have both of these look like they came from you, not a generic Kajabi template. And especially if you want to make sure that your post-purchase email is set up and customized before you start selling. Because when someone buys from you for the first time and receives a generic confirmation email with no branding and no personality, that first impression after the sale starts to kind of erode that trust that you work so hard to build. Now, there is one more foundational first that I haven't covered yet. It's one of the most important ones of all of them, and honestly, one of the hardest ones for people to implement. Now, I know these foundational firsts can really feel like a lot of things to do, and it can be super confusing, especially if you don't really know where any of this stuff lives in Kajabi. So before we get into the last foundational first that you need to have set up, I want to share with you how you can work through all of these foundational firsts alongside Malva, myself, and our community. We would love for you to come and join us inside our next Kajabi Build Bootcamp. We're going to work through each one of these together live in your own Kajabi account in real time. Okay, you can actually come and ask questions and you can interrupt as we go through the foundational first. So if something isn't clear, you can just say so, and we're going to work together through all of this. Now, we keep the seats in this bootcamp very limited on purpose. We want this to be a very small, intimate group so that everybody has plenty of time for questions and enough time to really get through everything properly. So the link to save your spot, if you want to come do that along with us, is in the description below this video. Now, the most important foundational first that you need to build is your checkout page. Because without a checkout page, your people literally cannot buy anything from you. It is the one thing that needs to exist before you can make a single sale. Now, I know what you're thinking. Don't I need a sales page to sell? Don't I need a website built out before anybody's going to be able to buy from me? Well, actually, no. This is one of the biggest misconceptions that I see from new Kajabi users. You do not need a sales page to start selling. A sales page is important. We absolutely recommend building one, but it is not part of the foundational first. It comes later. But right now, a well-built checkout page is all you're going to need to make sales. Okay, your checkout page is not just a place to put your course name and your price. For now, it's going to be your sales page. It's one of those places where someone is they're going to land, they're going to read what you have to say, and they're going to decide whether or not they're going to buy from you. So you really do need to spend quite a bit of time on what goes on this page. You need to clearly communicate that transformation that you're promising them. Think about what their life is going to look like after they go through your course or through your program. What are you going to actually include in the program? Okay, and you're going to think about the most important copy that you would put on a sales page, because right now this is kind of like your sales page, right? Now, once your checkout page is ready, you can start selling to your audience right away. While you're still building your course, while you're still setting things up in Kajabi, you can actually start selling, right? The goal is to get selling as soon as possible and not wait for everything else to be perfect in your Kajabi account. If you are ready to get all of these foundational firsts done and you don't want to try to do this all by yourself, jump into our bootcamp before the spots fill up. The link for that is in the description below. And if you're not quite ready to start building in Kajabi yet, that is completely okay. You can check out this next video right here on your screen. It's going to help you to get more prepared to start building in your Kajabi account. We'll see you over there.